Question 22. Dev invests £1,500 for 2 years. The compound interest rate is 1.6% per year. For question 22a, which calculation works out the total value after 2 years? Circle your answer. To be able to find a 1.6% increase, what we're looking at is starting with 100%, because interest is going up, we're going to add 1.6, which means every year we will get 101.6% of our original value. To turn this into a decimal multiplier, we end up with 101.6 divided by 100, which gives us 1.016. So this is the number we would multiply by. With compound interest, we end up doing this 2 years in a row. So we would multiply by 1.016 and then by 1.016 again. This can be abbreviated or shortened and simplified to 1.016 squared. So here, original number multiplied by a decimal multiplier squared is the bottom right hand corner, so this would be the calculation. 1.6 is completely wrong, so the top two can be ignored. For the bottom one, that's just doubling, so that would actually be a 100% increase in the second year. For question 22b, Emma invests £1,500 for 2 years. The interest rate is 1.8% for the first year and 1.3% for the second year. Whose investment is worth more after 2 years? You must show you're working out for 4 marks. Well, we've already done Dev's calculation in part A, so let's start off with Dev and get this out the way. Keep your answers labelled so we know exactly who's who, and that way we can decide which answer it is that we want to choose at the end, because it will be clearly labelled. If you start writing things all over the place, things could get very confusing. For Dev, we said that would be 1,500 multiplied by 1.016 squared. Typing this into the calculator, I have 1,500 multiplied by 1.016, and to avoid any confusion, I'm going to multiply by 1.016 again. It's the same as saying squared, but on a calculator like this, sometimes the square value could square the answer rather than the number I'm trying to actually use. Pressing equals would give Dev a total of £1,548.38p with a 0.4 left at the end. I'll just put that in brackets in case it becomes relevant. For Emma, however, we need to actually work out what the calculation should be. You can do this in 2 separate calculations. However, we can use exactly the same method we did here, but change the multipliers. She starts with 1,500. And to get a 1.8% increase, we get 1.018 as the first multiplier. For the second year, this will drop to 1.013. It's exactly the same method we used for Dev, just changing the number after the decimal point, which will affect the final number of the multiplier. 1,500 multiplied by 1.018 multiplied by 1.013 means that Emma would end up getting £1,546.85p. So at the end of the day, Dev gets a better deal after 2 years with 1,548, which is about £1.50-ish difference. Remember, in the answer it says whose investment is worth more. The answer is Dev, with all the working out above.